Shame on me. More Voron parts on a bamboo. Come on, get in there. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, hello, folks. Jeff, 3D Medic Vince, Golden Jaguar, non-fam, Cliff. Need you to schedule your streams. Yes. Nah, this is just a whim. I came down having issues with this guy. I came down and said, you know what? Um, I hate coming down here and working alone. It's quiet. So I figure if I go live, I can have number one, somebody to talk to instead of myself. And number two, misery loves company. So hello, Zen Bender. So we're heating this up right now to 110 on the bed. And then we're going to try again. Okay. We got this thing printing, but, and it is content, Golden Jaguar. Yes. We got this thing printing, but I don't know what it is with me when I build these printers. It's one thing after another after another. Yes, Jeff Thorson, somebody to talk to. It's really cool. Chat has someone to point and laugh at. Exactly. Thank you, Zen. That's exactly what it's about. Anyways, so I'm in the middle of a print, trying to get these Voron parts printed in ABS for my friend Richard over at the First Layer. I get about, how many layers would you say this is? Although this is really crappy filament, but that's beside the point. I have a feeling there's an issue with this filament because it's not looking good. I'm going to throw a different filament on and try it and see if, I hate blaming filament, but anyways, I get about, what are we about, 10 layers into the print, and then all of a sudden it just stops dead. I can actually see that in this piece here where the nozzle just kind of stopped. And I came up with some, and I should have written it down, but I didn't. I came up with some thermal error, temperature, unexpected, blah, 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 and the system shut down. So I'm thinking, what the heck is going on now? Just seems to be one thing after another for me on these builds, but that's how I learn, I suppose. And maybe it's the printer just saying, hey, you got to learn a little bit more. So now I've got to, number one, duplicate that error. And number two, figure out what's causing that error. So it's either maybe a loose wire on the bed thermistor or hot end thermistor, or I don't know. We're going to find out. I want the error to come up again. First time it came up with mid print, or at the starting of the print. Then when it was doing the mesh leveling, that same error came up before it even started to print. It came up during the mesh leveling. So wiring issue to thermistor or heater. Yeah. One of the two. And it seems to be, I don't know what it is with me and wiring issues, but anyways, we'll figure it out. In the meantime, I printed these, God, these things turned out good. Just the bottom panel parts, I just decided to print on the bamboo, and my goodness, this thing makes nice prints. Like, look at this. I mean, it's yellow, it's bright, it's clean. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyways, interesting news too is I have that camera. Sometimes the error only happens when the tool head is in a certain position too, as the drag chains bend. Good point. Very good point. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to start that same print again. The bed's at 92 degrees. We're heating to 110 because this particular ABS requires a fairly warm bed, and we're printing at 240 degrees. So I'm going to actually send that same print to print again now, and we'll see if I can duplicate that error. Anyways, I had hey Shane, so BQ reached out to me on Tuesday, and anyways, they're going to send me where is my Twitter message? So they are going to send me, so look forward to some more content here, but they are going to send me here's here we are, a EBB 2240, which is a toolhead breakout board designed specifically for the Voron Stealth Burner toolhead. They say it's designed to make wiring to the toolhead far simpler than having to run individual wires to each item within the Stealth Burner. Instead of needing cumbersome drag chains, you can use a simple umbilical cord which only carries power and CAN bus data. The EBB actually comes with a robust over-module cord that integrates the power and data wires, convenient, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on a whole long list of explanation what it is. So they said they'd be happy to send me one if I'd like to show it off to my audience. And I said, absolutely. I said, send me the 2240, the newer steppers. So with the CAN bus thing, not cannabis, CAN bus. So silicone wiring is horrendous for catching in the chains and breaking like that. Ah, interesting. Well, we'll see what happens here, and hopefully they're going to send you an EBB 2209. Okay, cool. Very cool, Golden Jaguar. They gave me a choice of a 2209, and I always like the latest and greatest, but they gave me a choice of a 2209 or the 2240. And the 2240 apparently is the newer steppers, which is still compatible. Now my message just kind of went away. Electronics don't like me this week. So good on BQ for reaching out and getting some of these products into the hands of even the small streamers like me. With under 2,000 subs so far, we're gonna correct that. But that's great that they do that. I think they know, and maybe they watch the videos and see who's watching. Blah blah blah. I don't know, but it's great that companies like that will reach out to the small guys as well as the large guys. So, hey, Chris Mink. So yeah, we got these parts ready for the bottom panel, but let's see what happens. We're at 107 degrees now out of 110. We're going to let this go, fire up, and you watch. With you guys watching, it's going to work just beautifully. You watch. And if that's the case, then as you say, Zenbender, it could be a loose wire somewhere that's only triggering at a certain position of the head. It gets away with it for so long and then triggers. So if it happens again, I'm going to have to double check my wiring. I don't want to have to. The drag chain, it shouldn't be, mind you, it's the whole cluster of wires and they're all clustered together, the ones that came in the kit. So who knows? But I'm definitely, thanks, Shane. I would. 1,700 and 1,800 subscribers, that's small compared to, let's say, Maker's Muse, 1 million. Wow, huh? Good for him for hitting 1 million, though. But he's been doing this for a long time. So, influencers companies looking for influence sponsored stuff will always go to the sweet spot of 5K to 1.5K. Ah, okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Dum. That should be back now. Hopefully. That is weird. We are back. I look really passionate, but no sound. What I was saying was Golden Jaguar. I was going to tell you that how much of a loving husband I am, because I went last night for dinner for Maria at a place here in Calgary called the Bellyful, Caribbean cuisine. I got her oxtail with curry goat gravy. I put it in my car on the floor where the heater was blowing, and I had to smell that all the way home. I'm not a fan. She loves that stuff. Wonder if that's something you would like. No sounds? Again? Oh, I've got sounds now. Yeah, my meter says I'm talking. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. I've got bouncy bounces on my meter, so I know that I'm talking. Please tell me I'm talking. Man, am I talking or what? Yes, I'm talking. I just listened to myself. You love oxtails? I can't handle the smell. I cannot handle the smell, but the dog likes the little bones. He gets some bones depending on the size of the bones that come in it. Waylon loves the bones. Okay, here we go. We're doing some, looks like we're doing the mesh leveling right now. So let's see if this thing fails with an audience watching with me. So we'll see. There's a lot of people streaming tonight. TH3D is streaming Tim, the other Tim. Well, I'm the Tim, but the other Tim is streaming tonight. And so is Modbot Army. His name eludes me. He's streaming tonight. And then I think I saw 3 people streaming tonight. Well, that's pretty good. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, even if you're double listening. Tuning in, that's cool. Let's see what happens here. But so far, I'm not a fan of this filament. This is the, I've tried it on 3 different printers, and this is filament by KVP, Keene Village Plastics, but I don't know if it's something I'm doing. Richard tells me do a temperature tower, and I should. Kersey, that's who I'm speaking, Kersey Fabrications. Or is Kersey on as well? Or maybe it was Kersey instead of Modbot. I don't remember. And Zolan's on too? Oh my goodness, what is it about streaming on Wednesdays? That was good. Okay, so we are now heating the hot end. It's not going to fail now. You watch. ABS, it is. I'm going to 245 degrees with this ABS and 110 degrees on the bed. 245, 110 degrees, and well, let's see. Here's this one's not bad. These ones aren't too bad. These ones came off of this one. The first layer was a bit low. This one didn't turn out too bad. This is off the 2.4. Actually, that one's not bad. I could live with that. Then there was a couple. These aren't bad. I guess some of them are turning out okay, but it's really hard to get consistency with it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens on this guy. Here we go. Let's check my first layer here. We should be perfect with the tap. Oh, no, we're a little bit low. What the heck? Why are we so low on that first layer? Let's raise the Z up a few bumps. See, there we go. Okay, we crashed. Okay, so we did stop. It happened live. We stopped. So, and we stopped right here. You can kind of see it just boom, stopped. So let me first of all lower that Z before it sticks to the Now, the error we have is extrude below minimum temperature. See the minimum extrude temperature config option for details. Okay, so it's a different error than I had last time. Oh man, that bed's still hot. Let me take that off because I'm going to have to clean the bed off. Okay, 245 and 110. So let's see. So see the min extrude temperature config option for details because it says extrude below minimum temperature. So if I go to my, unless I changed something and didn't realize, if I go here, go to my extruder, minimum temperature 190. Okay, so there we go. So my minimum temperature for extruding is 190. So, and yet the thermistor was reading my temperature at 200 and, oh man, so yeah, so there we go. Extruder not hot enough. Extrude below minimum temperature. Unknown command white. That's just a LED thing. I'm not worrying about that. So there's something going on. If it thinks it is extruding below minimum temperature, where the temperature actually was, and reading on the thermostat at 245 degrees, what the heck is going on? So there's something happening. Oh man, that was way too close to the bed too. I'm gonna have to check my probe calibration. That's way too close to the bed. Let me clean this off. So put all your brains together and tell me what's causing this error. I can see if my thermostat was giving me a false reading, but it wasn't. It was up there at 245 degrees. You had a drop in C just for a split second. Really? What hot end am I using? I'm using the Dragon High Flow hot end. So could be. So basically, you're saying could be the thermistor. Maybe I need to take that hot end apart, make sure that my thermistor probe is in there snug out. If the thermistor probe were to pry itself loose, it could wiggle and it could get a false reading, I would assume. But right now I want to keep my bed, because it takes a while to warm up. I'm going to keep my bed warmed up. But I'll let the hot end cool down, and I'll double check the thermistor. But I want to pull the filament out. Let me go up to 240, pull the filament out, and we'll have a look. Look at my graph. Oh, right there. Oh, so something caused that dip. Ooh, okay. I see where you're seeing there, Zen. Okay. So my extruder dropped, or my thermistor temperature dropped. So that's that's a thermistor issue, I assume then. Okay. I never thought to look at that graph. Okay, so could that be a loose thermistor or a loose thermistor connection? I guess it could be, couldn't it? Let's get rid of the filament out of here first. Should be able to pull it out now. Yeah, I can get the filament out of here. There we go. Just so I can investigate this and see. So I've either got a connection issue at the hot end or the main board, I would assume. One of the two. Okay, let's cool you down now. Keep the bed up there just because the bed's not giving me any. You'd restart the print and watch for the drop again. When you see it, look quickly where the print head is located. What MCU is the thermistor attached to? The thermistor is attached to the, well, it's a two-part board, so we're attached to the two-part board here. Or is the thermistor going straight back? No, the thermistor is Thermistor is attached to the 2-part board, yeah. Through the let me. That's a good question. What do you think? Thermistors, yeah, the thermistor is attached. It's plugged into the side here to the 2-part board. Let me check the thermistor plug, actually, before I go too much further. Let me bring this forward a bit. And let me bring this over a bit. Let me just check the thermistor plug, make sure that it's actually connected solid. Okay, first, let me just check first here. So if I open this cover, there's a thermistor plug. And it seems to be, I'm going to move my head over. Oh. MCU shutdown, ADC out of range. This generally occurs when the heater temperature exceeds its configured min temperature. Okay, there we go. There's the error I was getting before as well. You guys can see this right here. This generally occurs when the heater temperature exceeds its configured minimum temperature or maximum temperature. Once the underlying issue is corrected, use the firmware restart. Well, I didn't check the maximum temperature. Although there was a drop, and there was a spike drop there. So, but I'm pretty sure I haven't changed the maximum temperature on this. Do I have a maximum temperature set? Maximum temperature 270. Yeah, it didn't exceed 270 for sure. So, okay. So it's got to be a wiring issue or something. But this is the exact error I got twice over the weekend. Broken wire or bad connection. So let's go ahead and just pop off this wire, this thermistor wire real quick here. Hang on. I wonder, because this one's not moving, regardless of the position of the head. This wire does not move at all. So neither does the wire up here. So just make sure, I'm just going to double check that everything is snug here. We are snug there. This is the pain when you have the covers on, but at the same time, I just want to pop these off. I want to reach in above here. But that's the nice thing about these quick disconnect clips too, is that I can remove a cover in a matter of seconds. So I can reach in here. There we go. Because I want to reach down here, pop the thermistor wire off of the PCB. Let me see. Let me have a look at this. One of the wire, oh no, this seems okay. These wires, they're not loose. No, we're okay there. Okay, that's okay. So let's plug this back in. This is a pain to get in. Hey, Fidion. Vibration of the fan too. Yes, okay, makes sense. I need to grab my cheaters here because I can never get this plug back in. Actually, I need to turn my. Oh, sure, I can't turn my. Let's restart. I want to turn my LEDs on there so I can see what I'm doing. It's dark by the printhead there. Okay, let's just start up again. Come on, there we go. Let me turn them up. Now you're going to shut down right away. Okay, let me just go ahead and light up my, there, that's better. Now I can see what I'm doing. Let's get this thermistor plug back in. My hands are way too big. There we go. Okay, that's snug. That's plugged in and snug. That wire's good. Captain, it needs more power. Looks like we're having an impromptu debugging session for the thermistor issue. We are impromptu, yes. Well, that's what I came down here tonight for, was to check out the thermistor issue. So I'm going to let the hot end cool down a little bit here. I'm going to pull the hot end off and just double check the thermistor, because it's a thermistor probe. If you have to run new wires, don't forget that you can use a piece of PTFE tubing about 18 inches long as a needle to thread. Oh God, yeah. Hopefully it's at the pin or at the hot end here. I'm just hoping it's maybe a loose thermistor here that I don't have to run new wires, because, oh. Okay. The hot ends should be, let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool enough to shut it down now. So I'm just going to quickly shut this down before I unplug anything, so I don't do anything really, really bad. Let's just shut down. And there we go. Let's pop this off. Let's see what's going on. For the LEDs, was I on the other night and telling you guys? So the rainbow barf LED, done. Turns out the rainbow barf I had, I don't know why, but I ended up basically taking the whole thing apart again, plugging in just the wire loom with the LEDs. There was only 2 LEDs working on the rainbow barf. And given the fact that it's the 3rd time I've tried getting these things working, I said, forget it. I went in, put the standard 3 LEDs in, they're working fine. So it's not going to have the pretty, colorful lights on it. I don't care. I want a functional printer. Doesn't have to look pretty. It's just got to be functional. So that's the story of the LEDs. Oh. Unscrew it all the way. Okay. There we go. Because I took this thing apart so many times, it's not funny. So what I did is I popped this board out, popped all the fans and everything out of the case, just plugged this board in loose to here, double checked all the LEDs. They were getting power to everything, no problem, signal, but there was 6 of the 8 LEDs on the rainbow barf burned out or not working. So I said the heck with it. So let's pop the hot end off here real quick. Come on. And here we go. So let's, oh no, hang on. So there's the thermistor. So here we go. So this is the Fadis, the Dragon high flow. Okay, so there is the top one here is the thermistor going into the block, and the bottom one is obviously heater core. So I'm going to check. The thermistor seems like it's in there nice and solid, but I'll loosen it off and reseat it. I need where is my, there it is, right here. So this seems fine here, but let's just loosen this off. Actually, that screw wasn't all that tight, come to think of it. That didn't take much to loosen. So there we go. So there's the thermistor cartridge right there. Okay. I like the fact they got it on a little spring here too. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll loosen that off. We are fully inserted. And we'll give this, actually this was not tight. It didn't take much pressure to loosen that. So we're going to make sure that we are good and snug on that. So that is good and snug. That is not moving or budging at all. So we're okay on this end. Still looks brand new considering I put a bunch of filament through that already. But hey, the sock really helps. So, okay, so I think we are good on the hot end part of the hot end. While I'm here, I'm just going to double check all my screws for tightness. We're good. Yeah, these were a little loose. Doesn't hurt to go through and check the screws after a little while after the build and make sure that everything is, there we go. Yeah, they all needed a little tiny little bit of love and snugging. Okay, and how about these top ones? Wrong size. You would not touch this yet. Touch what yet? I already touched it. It's too late. Okay. Okay. So this is good. So the next connection is these wires. So there's a thermistor wire that plugs into the PCB, and it looks fine. There's no reason this would be. These are snug. So let's put this back on. Okay, plug these back in. Come on. Oh man, I hate when I can't. My fingers are too big, and get in there. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. There we go. Thermistor's plugged in. Heater cartridge. Come on. You know, this really shouldn't be this difficult. It shouldn't be this difficult. Oh, man. Why couldn't I have been born with little bony hands? I can't even see that now. It's just dark in there. Okay, let's have a look here. Dude. Come on. Stay put. There we go. Okay. Am I the only one that struggles with this? There it is. Got it. Finally. Okay, so those are plugged in. Those are good and snug. So those are snug. So hot end, from what I can visually see, the hot end looks fine. My PCB is nice and snug. There's nothing vibrating on it. But again, it doesn't hurt to double check. Since I've got it open, we'll just double check the mounting screws. They're good. And this one is good. Those are all snug. May as well, while I got it open, we'll just check all these. That one was a bit loose. Well, that one didn't have to be too snug. There we go. These are all good. Okay. I know there's one of these. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We're good. Okay. Let's put this back on, and then we'll check underneath. Okay. I was going to say the other thing I could do is check continuity between the plug up here and down at the other end, but I don't think that's going to tell me anything because it's working. It just has that little drop in it a little bit. So, okay. So we have that. Let's close this up. Get you up out of the way. Close this guy. Okay. Let's have a, I don't want to lean it on anything too bad, so let's go ahead. Let's just remove the filament for the time being. Otherwise, that'll roll on the floor. Okay. Just throw that over here. Let's turn this on its side. Ooh. Owie. Okay, so thermistor. Let's have a look. XY stop. Part cooling fan. Where are we? Hot end fan. Thermistor right there. So let's unplug this. And let's make sure. Yeah, there's nothing loose here. This is the original thermistor wire. And which one did I unplug it from? They're right in the middle there. Okay, so that's okay. That's connected fine. And then down here, bed thermistor, and we have the hot end thermistor. Let's see what this wiring looks like. This looks fine. Everything seems fine. So we did snug up the thermistor cartridge plug a little bit. Got to do something with this. Got to do something with this 80XL wire. You know what? I just tuck it away for now. I want one of those retractable things where you go and it all zooms back in. But that's all right. Can't have everything we want. So I'll just leave this hanging for now. Okay, let's tip it up. I don't know if it's me or if this thing just gets heavier and heavier. There we go. Okay, let's power it on. Let's see what happens. See if tightening that hot end or wiggling those wires, see if we did anything. See if it made any difference. Okay. I don't want to have to take that hot end apart anymore. It's a lot of taking apart. Okay. We is booted. Try again. Okay, so we have, let's just go ahead and heat up the hot end. I don't think, I'm going to get the bed going anyway so I can start. We'll go 100 on the bed. We'll go to 110 eventually, and then let's go on the hot end. Let's go up to 2. Let's bring it up to 240. I'm going to print at 245, but I want to bring it up to 240 and watch the graph and see what happens here. And actually, it might not do anything until it's actually moving. So, but I got a load filament in it again anyways. We'll load the same filament back in once it's up there. Why not? Do not let the end of the filament go. Okie dokie. Not going to bother with the top yet. Okay, 200. Did you see that? Okay. Let's go ahead and do some extruding, get the filament flowing. Oh, sure. Why are you not pulling now? Urgh. Always something. Okay, you're there. Why? What's going on? There we go. Oh, I don't think I had it pushed in far enough. That would make sense. There we go. Now we're flowing. Okay. Filaments in. Let's cool you back down to 150. That's where you're going to probe at, is 150. Okay. I got to change that config file because it wants to go to a certain percentage of the final print temperature, but then it has to cool down to 150 for the probe, for the touch probe, for the tap, sorry. Heat it up and wiggle every connection. Good idea. Okay. Well, let's do that. Let's go to 240 again. We'll heat it back up to 240. And I'm going to actually open up the side of this. I'll wiggle that plug where the thermistor plugs into the PCB. Oh, there we go. I didn't have to do anything. MCU shutdown. I just got this error while I was doing that, and I wonder if I wiggled something in here. There we go. So let's do this again. That just happened while I was fiddling with the hot end there. When the heater temperature exceeds its confined min or max temperature, once the underlying issue is corrected. So let's restart. Hey, Richard. You're not going to let me restart without rebooting the printer, are you? You're going to duplicate that error again, aren't you? Until the hot end cools down. No. There it is. Oh, look at that. Look at this right in the spike in temperature. And right there, and I think that's when I moved the hot end. So let's go ahead and heat this up again to 240. And then what I'll do is yes, you do. So yeah, you need an early night. I'm just here trying to figure out my thermistor error here. What's my max temp? 270, Leo. My max temp is at set to 270. And I've been watching, although I haven't done I have not done I'm having a brain fart here. So here we go. So let's just see what happens here. Okay, so I'm going to let this heat up. I'm going to let that graph go for a second here. Okay, so we're staying steady at 240. Okay. The LEDs flickered when I moved the hot end. Okay, well, I'm going to move the hot end. You ready? There we go. All I did was touch the hot end, and we got the same error. Okay, so there is something going on somewhere. Whoa, this is going to be a mystery now. This is going to be a mystery. So it's the same reference. Verifying the heater section. Heater extruder not heating at expected rate. See the heater. So that's a thermal runaway error. So I've got a loose wire or a loose connection or something here. If you're using an all metal, I can go higher. Yeah, I can, yeah. But I don't know if that's going to solve my issue. Well, I don't know if that's the problem with the error or not. But, you know, let's move that higher. I should be able to go to 300 at least. Let's move that higher. Not that that's going to be not that that's going to be the cause of this issue. So if I go, where's my maximum temperature here? 190, maximum 270. I can probably even go to 310 with this hot end. So let's make my maximum 310. Minimum extrude 190, which is fine. Let's save and restart. And starting, and we got the same shutdown error. Now, if I move the head, let's just see if I move the head and just wiggle something here. I'm not wiggling it much. Yeah, the LEDs, yeah, they are. Look at that. See how the LEDs kind of... Okay, now we're going to start up without an error, I believe. Okay, there we go. Now, okay, there we go. Now, if you're watching the screen, I'm just going to tap this. Okay. Okay. Nothing. Okay, if I move it. Okay, nothing. Okay, let's heat it up. 240. Let's let it get to temperature, and I'll do the same thing. Touch the plug only. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll touch the thermistor plug when it's heated up. I'll actually reach in and I'll just kind of touch the plug and wiggle the plug. 14-pin connector strain relief. Here I do, yes. Or here? No, I don't have it here. This is stretched pretty tight, though. I wonder if that could be the issue, because the 14-pin wires are on a pretty tight angle here. So I wonder if these wires are being pulled too tight. Because if I wiggle that 14-pin plug, okay, here's a hint. Okay, watch my LEDs, if you can see it there. What I'm doing right now is I'm wiggling that 14-pin plug in the back. Look at that. Okay, but it's not affecting my hot ends to temperature right now. Huh. I wonder if there's an issue with that 14-pin plug, if there's too much strain being put on those wires. Because now, when I move my hot end and I'm at temperature, oh, it dropped off temperature-wise when I wiggled the plug. Let's try it again. Let's watch that graph. I'll wiggle this again. Let's move these wires. Okay. Yeah, I gotta remember, I can look at that graph and see what's going on. See if the thermistor momentarily loses connection. There's obviously something, though, because when I wiggle it, the LED on the hot end, the nozzle LEDs are going bright and then dim. So I'm obviously affecting something there. So, but I can't get the temp. Oh, there's a little spike in the temperature there again. Okay, and if I move, let's just go ahead and move this. Let's wiggle the plug on the board here. Okay, the wires on the board here, nothing. Let's move the hot end. Let's move the tap up and down. Okay, nothing's affecting the temperature there. Okay, now let's again wiggle this 14-pin plug. Yeah. There we go. I'm wiggling the 14-pin plug. See, we have another, if you look there in the 14, I just wiggled the 14-pin plug and we have that right here. We had that drop right here. I have a feeling there's something going on in that 14-pin plug that's causing this. So, okay, I'm going to cool this down and we're going to look into that. Oh, that hot end's hot. Well, duh, Tim. Okay, so let's go ahead, pop out the filament. And we're going to inspect, we're going to check out this plug. I think the wires might be being pulled too tight on the plug, because I'll show you how they're in there, and it's my own bad if this is the case. If I go overhead, which camera is this that we're on? This other one. Okay, if I go overhead like that, and let me just bring this over. Oh, come on. Why do you not want to stay? Oh, you know why? I have to do it. I have to do it with the software. Give me a sec here. Which way am I going? This way, and this way, and nope, other way, other way. There I am. So here's our, let me turn a light on here. Oops, hang on. There we go. There we go. That's better. So we have a 14-pin plug here. Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely something in there going on. So, yeah, okay. So let's go ahead. We'll crowd it in here. This is the, oh, that just caused that thermal shutdown again. Okay, this plug here, if you're wondering, this is for the tap. Okay. Let's unplug that. That's the LEDs. Yeah. And the fan is, and if I wiggle this 14-pin plug, the fans are kind of going, so there's something going on in this plug. Okay, so I need to unplug that plug, and let's shut the printer down before I unplug anything. I don't want to do any damage. Let's shut it down, and when the Pi is off, power it off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this plug. There we go. It's too tight. I think what's happening is I'm pulling it too tight. I don't have enough slack in this. So I need to pull some slack all the way from this end here. So what I'm going to have to do, let me zoom out so you guys can see what I'm doing here. If I zoom this camera out a little bit, there we go. So what I've got to do is I've got to, let's lose the filament. I have to put more slack in that 14-pin plug. I think what's going on is I've got that thing stretched too tight, and I'm having to actually literally pull to get it to plug in. And when I'm pulling, I'm probably pulling some of those pins inside the plug. I'm probably pulling some of the pins away from the connectors. And that would definitely cause some grief. So let's get in here. Again, thankful for these quick connect things so I can pop these covers off in a heartbeat. Can't say enough about those. So what I think I need to do is from here, my whole loom goes down here into here. I need to give myself at least about another maybe 10 millimeters of play in this whole loom. And I should be able to do that by just pulling it all through. Okay. Got to do what we got to do, right? So what I'm going to do is try and pull that 14-pin cluster, that 14-wire cluster. If I can just get myself another 5 to 10 millimeters, I'll be good. So we're going to undo it right from underneath. And attempt not to cut a wire. It's definitely something to do with this because wiggling it is causing the issue. Okay, and which one is holding it on this one here? So yeah, I can pull easily right there. So I've easily got, if I switch over to this one again, I have, and it's hard to see on here, but right here, can't see, but I've easily got another, actually, you know what I can do that's going to make you guys see this even better? Aha! Utilize the equipment I have. Let's do this. Let's go like this. And we can lose this one. Okay, I know it's blurry. Let me go ahead and focus. There we go. So this is being stretched too tight to go around and plug into there. You can't hear now. Seriously? What's going on? You can hear now. Testing. You got to be able to hear me now. I've got my little bouncy things going boom, 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 boom. Or do I have the wrong mic? Ay, ay, ay. Hang on. Please tell me you can hear me. Road. Yeah, you should be able to hear me. My mic thing is going boom, boom, boom in OBS and this. You guys are just toying with me now. Anyways, I'm able to get, just by loosening up and pulling up a little bit here. Let's get rid of all these pieces for now. I'm able to actually pull up. There we go. I got at least 5 or 10 extra centimeters right there. Now, if I can just pull this through. I'm going to have to undo these clips on this end. So I'm going to have to go in here and undo these little clips here. This guy and this guy. Because these are holding the wire loom in here. There we go. Now I should be able to pull this through. There we go. Got to be careful I don't. There we go. So we have this. Now we have slapping the mic with the door. Oh, here, I'll shut the door. Sorry about that, Shane. So now we have this much. Okay. So now, you know what? I got to take a break for a minute. I have to run upstairs to the bathroom. And yes, it's a bathroom break, but I will leave you guys with this nice view here, and you can talk about me while I'm gone. Give me just a couple seconds here. Just give me a couple seconds. I will be right back, I promise. It's an emergency. Oh. famous last words. Trust me. Oh boy. Okay. That's what I get for eating a high fiber dinner before going and then go live. Good night. Good night, Richard. Give you a good Leslie Nelson impression. No, I'm not wireless. You guys wish. No, you don't. You don't wish. Okay, so let's go up here and let's go ahead and yank. Actually, let's get rid of that one zip tie here. Whoops. Actually, better if I switch to this one. Ta-da! Let's undo this one zip tie right here. And then see if I can pull some. Oh, I got lots now. Look at that. I got tons now. Okay, there we go. That's plenty. Okay. So let's go ahead and tie this. You know what? Let's not worry about all that, making it look pretty right now. Let's worry about whether or not this is going to fix the issue. So, because these guys here were being stretched out, let's go ahead and just ensure that everything is in where it should be here. And now that's going to plug in here really nicely without any hassle or stretching at all. That is plugged in there perfectly. Now I'm going to, hope you're well. Of course I did. Like, look here, inspect. I did, always do. I am a very hygienic man, if I'm proud enough to say so. And I never thought I'd ever have to say that on a live stream, but yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to slip a zip tie through here. Like that, and I'm going to under those wires. Oh, you're missing a wire here. Hang on a minute here. I'm just going to make this so it can't pull. Okay. There we go, and under. That's what I wanted right there. So turn it around. There we go. And I'm going to give it right there some strain relief so it can't pull back. So those are nice. Those are sitting nice and free right now. So there's not going to be anything that's going to be able to pull it back because I've kind of snugged it up there. So we're not going to get any pressure on that 14-pin plug. This is just all sitting nice and freely there now. Okay. The plug is in. It's in all the way. We're good. I can plug back in the LED plug here. I hear a barking dog. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to, for now, this is the tap wire. And I've got to shorten the tap wire eventually. It doesn't have to be so long, but this was a case where I'd rather have it too long than too short. I'm just going to secure the tap wire to this bundle in here for now, like this. And so, and we'll just sort of snug that up. Just like that for now. That's all. Again, function over pretty, but nobody really sees the back of that anyways. And close that and we're all good. So we have good strain relief there. That's not pulling on here nearly as much as it was. Yeah, I don't know about the notification. And it was a last minute, Teza, it was a last minute stream decision. So there we go. So let's go ahead. Now that we got that in, so if we go here again, so we've got a lot more, I guess this isn't pulling nearly as tight now on this plug as it was. I can neaten all this stuff up. I'm going to wait and see first. Actually, I should secure this stuff. Let me go ahead and get these two zip ties back in here. So this one, I'll come through here, go around, back through. Come on. Okay. I think I went through. Yeah, I went through the other way last time. That's what I did. I went through the other way. I find it easier to go from the front. Come on. There we go. And we'll feed it back through. There we go. And we'll get started. There we go. And I'll get the bottom one in. And we're working on the fix right now, Teza. The problem was a thermal runaway or a thermistor or some sort of an error with the temperature. And I think it was a loose I think I had my drag chain pulling that 14-pin connection too tight, because I would wiggle that connection and I was having everything from the crash to the LEDs blinking. So we'll see if that's the fix. So let's pull that in there. Let's pull this one in there. There we go. Okay, so we got this one tucked away. Okay, it's not pretty, but it'll do for now, just so I can get this thing going. And then there's one more I want to put on here, and there's a thing here to prevent it from, it's a tensioning, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. This little guy in the back right here, just to keep that from moving around. I'll worry about neatening up these side ones over here a different time later. So, okay, so what we did for Teza and anybody that just joined is we just gave ourselves more slack on the 14 wires going to the hot end. So we've got a lot more slack in here so that we're not pulling as tight. I have a feeling that this being pulled really tight was causing mal connections or little intermittent connection issues here. So let's see if that was the issue. Let's go ahead and power it back on. Okay. We'll let it start up. Get out of the way there, microphone. Oh, the microphone's not in the way. Let me move it over. There we go. That should be better. Shouldn't hit it with the doors anymore. Okay, come back over to this camera. Oh, wrong one. Come back over to this camera. We'll let it heat up. First, we'll boot it up. Then we'll let it heat up and see if that maybe solved the issue. And I'll worry about getting everything back together and prettied up later. Okay, so let's go ahead and start it up. Okay, dashboard. We have bright LED at the end here. We have our LED here is super bright, which is what we want. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, what I'll do, and I know even though I don't have the covers back on yet, I'm not worried about that. I'm going to go ahead and get the bed heated up to 110. We're going to try and start that print again and see if it works. And we'll get the hot end at 240. Actually, we'll get the hot end up to 2. And we're just going to do the hot end up to 150. We're going to actually run this, and we only want to go to 150 because that's what it's going to probe at. Too many wires running down the rail. You mean down this rail? Yeah. I have a, and I'm going to use it on this one. BQ is sending me I was mentioning this earlier, Fidion. I don't know when I'm going to get it. It's probably shipping from China, so it may take a while, but they're sending me there it is, what's called a EBB 2240, which is a toolhead breakout board specifically designed for the stealth burner. And it basically it comes with a robust overmodulated cord that integrates the power and data wires, and it basically runs, I think, a single strand or a small umbilical cord carrying power and CAN bus data. So it's going to be a much smaller cord, and it may even eliminate the chains. I don't know. We'll see. But I said, yeah, send it to me. I'd love to try it, and I'm sure some of the people that watch my stream would love to watch. Yeah. The CAN bus, 4 wires total. That's going to be a heck of a lot less than this, right? So I'm guessing that there's a PCB up here and a PCB down below for it. I don't think it replaces the entire main board. I'm not sure that. I don't. Oh, maybe it does. That because I'm not familiar with it, but it must, because it's coming with the 2240 stepper drivers. Yeah, it's coming with the 2240 stepper driver, so I'm sure it's replacing. It's a main board and the PCB that goes up top. So yeah, that'll be what we'll be putting on here. And it carries 5, 12, 24 volts. What else did they say here about it? Why is it not? Oh, maybe I got to go back. There we are. What's it say? It says that frees up 30% of the MCU CPU cycles that are consumed by software. Helps reduce the MCU temperature. It supports 5, 12, and 24 volts on the fan outputs. The 2240 also features the new TMC 2240 driver, which runs much cooler and features the latest versions of Stealth Chop, and Spread Cycle. I don't know what all this stuff means, but hey. Oh, yes, and it's got built-in accelerometer. A few more of the details. Let's see. Use USB-C or CAN bus to connect. Simpler wiring with fewer points of failure. Onboard 2240 steppers. TMC 2240 is TMC's latest driver offering that provides better thermal performance for electrical circuit protection. Onboard peripherals, onboard ADXL 345 input shaping without the hassle, onboard temperature sensor, onboard Max 30186524 wire PT100 PT1000 support for high temperature accuracy needs, blah blah blah. It goes on and on and on about this. So anyways, they reached out to me and said, do I want to try it? I said, yeah. You hope I like crimping 1.25 millimeter crimps. Oh, I don't bigger fish. That's a challenge for me. I got really good at crimping, I must say. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead on here and I'm going to start this same print that we're trying to print. Our hot end, you see, our bed is up to 77. We got to get to 110. Hot end is going to bump actually because I've got to change my config file. I've got to lower the percentage of the standby on the hot end So it goes at or below 150 because the tap will not tap at a temperature higher than 150. It's a safety feature to save the surface of the bed. So I guess meantime I can put the covers back on. I'm hoping we fix the issue. We'll see. We'll find out if we did. So I'm just gonna put these covers back on. I love how quick and convenient these are. Oops. Whoa, my filament was falling out. Uses filament as for the hinges on this. There we go. And let's put the top cover back on. I'll go ahead and put the top on as well. Oh, well, silly me. Here I am going to print, and I haven't loaded filament yet. Let's get these on. Okay, let's go ahead and heat that hot end up so I can get some filament in. It'll heat up to 240 easily before the bed gets to 110. And let's put the filament back in. Now it's a race. See if I can load filament before the bed gets hot. And the race is on. It's tight in here with the top on. Oh, come on. Now you're not going to go to 150. Why won't you go to 240 for me? Come on. Oh, you're waiting for the bed to heat up. Okay, I'm going to have to pause the print. Shoot. Okay. I'm doing too much at once. That's the problem. Here we go. Okay, sounds good, bigger fish. Yeah, I don't mind the crimping. I mean, hey, I'm up for any challenge. I mean, I don't know. Like I've gotten used to crimping. Let me see these. Oh man, where are they? I've gotten used to crimping these things. Man, they're tiny in my hands, but these are the things that I've done a lot of crimping with, is these little guys right here. So, and I don't mind those. These are tiny, tiny. So I can do it. Yeah, so I'm excited to get that and try it. I sent the address, and the response was basically, if you have time to review us, that would be great. I'll arrange for shipping as soon as possible. So who knows? Who knows? Could be a week, could be a month. But meantime, we got to get this thing going and figure out what's going on. Okay, come on. 240. Won't let me go to 240 while the bed is heating up to 110. I think because I started the print. And as soon as the bed's heated up, it's gonna see my command or my pause command, and it'll let me then heat up and get the filament in. I'm glad I remembered. I would have gone like, why isn't it printing? And you guys would have all been laughing, saying he didn't put any filament in. Then I would have been all embarrassed, and you know how I get. So, very casual night. I didn't even shave for this event, but I'm only going to go till about 8:30, 9 o'clock at the latest. Got to work tomorrow. Yeah, these parts printed okay on the other. These were on the 2.4. I had a layer shift on one, and don't know why. And then yeah, this one here for some reason it's not close enough to the bed. So I don't know whether the mesh leveling didn't take place properly, but again, this just seems to be a very fussy filament. So we're gonna try it again here on the Trident and see. It seems to be very soft for an ABS as well. And these are printed with the Voron specs as far as infill and perimeters and all that. It just seems to be very soft. But I think that's okay. But they go together okay. So I think we can get away with these parts. I'm not happy with the top layer, but I mean they work. I don't think I had these at 245. I think I ran these at 240 with the bed at 100. And so now we're running at 245 with a 110 degree bed. So we'll see if that makes any difference. It should. Okay. Now the hot end's heating up. I can put some filament in. Actually, I should be able to extrude the filament now. There we go. We got filament coming in now. We're good. So let's go ahead and cool the hot end down 150. Okay, and then let's go ahead and restart the print. And I got to make sure that nozzle's clean. There we go. I need to put a nozzle brush on this with the tap because a little bit of hardened filament on the nozzle is going to affect the tapping. There we go. There's a little bit of bleed coming out of there. Ooh, that bed's warm. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, see, it wants to go to 171.5, as you can see here, as a standby temperature. That's because in the config file, I think I've said 70% of final print temperature. So I've got that was with the clicky probe, which didn't really care about the nozzle temperature. So I've got to lower that to a lower percentage, so it's at or below 150. Because what'll happen when it goes to do the tap, it's going to pause, and it's going to let the hot end cool down to 150. And I can't override this right now until I change it in the config file. So, but that's okay. It's a minor inconvenience. So once that gets down to 171, it will start doing its probing and leveling and all that stuff. So yeah, so that's right about now. Here we go. So let's see if we get by this time without the thermistor error or any errors. So far that LED is not blinking at all, which is good. I wonder if that was the issue I was having with the, that could very well be the issue I was having with the rainbow bar not working properly, was the connection was not quite up to par. See, so what's happening now, it's pausing now, because it knows it cannot probe any higher than 150. So it said, okay, we got to go down to 150, and then we'll start the probing. So I got to just change that standby temperature. Listen to me making it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just BS my way through things. Aha, no. I learn a lot thanks to you guys out in the community. Okay, here we go. We are at 150, 149 point something. Oh, extruder not hot. What now? Why did it do that? Why did it do that? End stop Z still triggered after retract. Did I? Oh no, tap is still working. Okay. For some reason it just stopped. I think it's to do with that temperature. Printer not homed, extruder not hot enough, file opened. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of. Now I had a quick error here that said extruder Z, end stop Z still triggered after retract. It's not triggered because I see the light on the tap. It's just not my week for printing, so let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Extruder not hot enough, printer not homed. Well, I'll tell you. Good thing I'm a stubborn SOB because I plan to get this working. Here we go. Now we're going to home. And you're going to go back to the middle, but you're not going to home Z until you cool down to 150. Okay, because it tells you right here. Extruder temperature target of 171 is too high, lowering to 150. Okay, and now it should lower to 150 and continue homing. Okay, let's watch and see if that error pops up when it hits 150. We're at 156, 155. Let's see what happens here. Yep, okay, end stop Z still triggered after retract. Okay, so that tells me, let's keep the bed warmed up. Frig. It's not one thing, it's another. Damn it, I wonder. That tells me that there's something activating the tap. But it's not showing as activated because we have the light on. So let's check and see if I pinched a wire. This is getting to be, I'm okay. I was going to say it's getting to be frustrating, but you know what? Welcome to the world of DIY. Okay, what I'm going to try here, let's just tuck you away. Just right there for now. So what I'm going to try here first, I'm just going to home it. I'm just going to home it and see if I can at least home. Okay. Okay, so if it homes, we should be fine. I just loosened those wires off when I just loosened the tap wires off. There we go. So that's homing fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that print again. I might have an issue in the wiring with the tap. It's possible with that plug when I pinched the wires if I shorted something, but let's just see now. So all I did, if we look up top, is all I did was take those tap wires. You can kind of see them dangling right here and just loosen them off a little bit. I'm going to leave the top open for now just to see. Let's see if that did it. Man, you do so much wiring on these things, and it's so easy to overlook little things, right? But It's all right. It's all part of the experience of DIY. I don't know why I just did that. Good guess. Yeah, the spring in the wire pushing the head up slightly. It could very well be. Could very well be. So we loosen them off. Okay, we're going to home again. Okay, we're going to go to the middle. We're going to wait for it to get down to 150. And because I was able to home it before, Z was not triggered. Because what it said before was that end stop Z is still triggered. And we're not triggered for sure because I was able to home it. So it doesn't trigger Z until it actually pushes up on the tap. So let's see what happens. Hey, 3D experiments. Let's see what happens. 58, 57. Let's see if we get the same error here. You guys can witness it with me. See, there's the error we were getting. End stop Z still triggered after retract. Extruder not hot enough, blah, blah, blah. So let's see what happens. 51, 50. So we should be able to go shortly here. Here we go. No, now it's working. Now it's working. So those wires were obviously impeding the tap or something. Bundled wires have higher resistance. Ah, okay, there we go too. So what I'm going to have to do is I'll shorten those wires eventually so I don't have to bundle them. I'll just shorten them. Okay, but the key thing here is, did we fix the thermal runaway or the thermostat error by loosening off that 14 wire bundle? And I think so. So far we're doing okay. Okay, we did our okay, now we're going to do our mesh, and I'm going to put the top on. Let me put the top on. I think we're okay. Well, I told you guys how much I love those quick clips. Okay. There we go. Okay. I just have to get on my I may have to baby step Z here a little bit because I forgot I had to do a probe calibrate. I didn't do a probe calibrate. I think my Z is a bit too low. Good one, 3D experiments. Okay, so did we fix our issues here? Fingers crossed, eyes crossed. I don't really know how to cross my eyes so well. Toes crossed, legs crossed, blue cross, red cross. Five more mesh pins, 6 more mesh pushes, 7 more. Why are you doing that? I did not give you the command to follow my face. Go back to where you belong. There you go. I find with this, the PTFE is very high rubbing on that top, and sometimes it gets stuck behind when it's homing. So I may alter this. I may end up raising the top of this a little higher to give me a little more flexibility with that PTFE tubing. Because eventually that's going to mark the top of that plastic by rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. Either that or I'm going to come in, I don't know. Anyways, so far so good. No issues with the thermistor. So you did a certification in industrial harness making. Prime rule of harness is always leave enough slack for the wires to move. Yeah, exactly. And that was my mistake. It was too tight. My mind said, oh, well, they're plugged in, you're okay. But that little bit of stress, and all it took was 5 millimeters or so of extra slack. Little bit of slack. Okay, so here we go. Let's just see. I got to get on the, I got to go back. I've got to do fine tuning. I may have to adjust my Z. Let's see. What's on there? Let's see how my first layer looks here. And go. Yeah, we're a bit low. That's better. That's better. Maybe a bit high. Oh, this ABS kind of stinks more than other ones I've used. How are we doing here? Let's just check here. Come on. I just want to feel. A little more squish. Well, I think we're good there. Okay. So I'll turn this around a bit. I'll give this in so you guys can have a peek. My first, I had to adjust my squish a little bit just because I've got to redo my my probe calibrate after I'm done here, but I think we're doing okay now. Oh, that's a little blurry, isn't it? So you can see on the skirt there that the very first line was way too low, but now we're looking pretty good. See if I can turn that nozzle LED off. Yeah, it's a little dark now. You can't really see much, it's so close. But it's looking okay. I zip tied them to the chain carrier, but so that they can't pull. Should they be zip tied to the tool head? They seem to be working. Your exam was to build a 15-yard long harness with individual pairs or bundles branching off the harness. Had to fit straight in without any modifications, and all wires had to be through wires. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna bigger fish. I'm going to. I've got lots of extra extrusions. I may just go ahead and put some, raise this up about, I don't know, 3-4 inches somehow, and raise it up so that I have a little bit of a ceiling here, so I'm not, because you can see it's squished. You can see the PTFE is just squished here on the top here, and there's nothing I can do about that because I need enough for the full motion of the head, right? So that's definitely going to mark the acrylic up eventually. So yeah. I could actually probably raise that just a hair more. But it's looking okay now. Let me turn the LEDs off. There we go. I was a little too close to the bed yet, so we raised it a little bit more here. But good news is we're not getting the crash. And the other good news is we have all our LEDs working because I gave up on that freaking rainbow barf thing. But now it makes me wonder if the rainbow barf issue was to do with the fact that we had that loose bundle, or that bundle being too tight. There, these look good. Yeah, this looks, oh yeah, that's looking good now. I hate when I get too close to the bed on these textured PEIs because that's hard to get off, but that's okay. Okay, so let's see how these turn out. These are going to be, this is a long, well, it's not a long print, but it's going to take 3 hours. I think it says 3 hours. I don't do these really fast when I'm printing Voron parts. I don't like to go too fast. Yeah, Leo, I did put 24 volt on the rainbow barf, but I had another one. It was a newer one. The one that I put 24 volts through was this one. Ouch, ouch, that bed's hot. That's the one I put 24 volts through, and that's the old one with all the old burnt out LEDs. But I got a new one. And the new one, I didn't put 24 volts through. I only put 12 volt or 5 volts into it. Sorry, not 12, 5 volts into it. And there was only 2 LEDs lighting up on it. So either it was an issue with that plug that was causing my error earlier, or it's just a bad rainbow barf that I got. And that's when I said, you know what? That's when I said the heck with it. It's too much hassle for something that just looks pretty. I want a functional printer, so we went with the standard 3 LEDs in it, and it works fine. Maybe down the road, maybe when I do when I get that board from BQ, the EBV with the 2240s or whatever it was, maybe I'll try the rainbow barf again then. I think I want to print a new cover for this anyways. I think this is okay, but I want to do something that's a little more symmetrical, if I may say so. Yeah, I know. You know, Leo, I remember that, and what had happened, I think you were on the stream when I explained what had happened, is I put the jumper over to the 5 volts, and in my mind, I was sure I plugged that pin, that connector into that 5 volt plug, the one where I moved the jumper. It turns out I plugged it in up 1 or up 2 to the connector that I had not moved the pin over on, and I had plugged it into the one that was set for 24 volts still. So when I discovered that and basically shook my head at myself and hung my head in shame, I ordered the new ones. But the first thing I did was I pulled that pin and I put them so that all my the 2 blank fan connectors that were on there were both set for 5 volts, 5 volts, so I couldn't make that mistake again. So, yeah. And I remember you suggesting that, and I said, no, I plugged it in. I switched the jumper, plugged it into the 5 volt, but little did I know. See? If you print over it, it can make it easier to remove. Oh, I see what you're saying, Bigger Fish. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll have to do. I've got, oh no, the second side of this bed is smooth. I want to buy a BQ bed for this as well. Anyways, I love the BQ flexible BQ print surfaces. So here we go. We're on our second layers now, and we're moving a little quicker now. So we're doing okay now. The first layers turned out good, and we're not having our issue. So I think we've solved. I think I'm safe to say, I think we've solved the issue with the. Oh, I should shut these doors. Because this filament has a little bit of fumage with it, but I think we've solved the issue with the thermistor temperature runaway, whatever. I don't even know what you'd want to call that issue, but I think we solved the issue with the thermistor causing an error. You were offering on a house at the time. Well, I hope it all worked out for you, Leo. Cool. But it looks like we got everything going now. So, and viewers are dropping like flies. So I think that's it. 8:52. We've been going for almost 2 hours, and we've solved the problem. At least I think we solved the problem. So that's kind of what I wanted to come on tonight and be here with you guys for. And again, no, I didn't do the input shaping yet again on the new one, and I should, because I've been doing all this work on the hot end, right? Yeah. Teza, you, if it's not Leo, if it's not Zen, it's you, Teza. You got me there. No, I just wanted to make sure. I was more anxious of making sure that I could solve that error. I'll see how these parts look, and then I'll do input shaping. I want to do input shaping. I want to do another flow calibration before I continue to print any more of these parts. So, yeah. Hey, Paul Cumber, been great. Thank you so much. You're coming just as I'm about to end the stream. So, but this is going good. We fixed the issue. We now have a fully finished, fully functional Trident. Knock on wood. Just have to do that tuning a bit. But I do, as I say, I do want to increase the height of it a bit because I don't like the fact that that PTFE rubs on the top so well. And I have had it catch in behind when I'm homing and cause a homing error. So that's just a minor thing, though. That's easy enough to fix. So anyways, guys, with that, thank you, everybody, for your suggestions. I'm glad you guys were all on here because the more heads we put together, pressure advance as well, yes, for sure. And then I'm also going to do the, I'm having a brain fart tonight, the bed and the hot end. Anyways, basic stuff that just, this old brain sometimes just has brain farts and I lose stuff. You guys know what I mean. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna redo those things as well because we've done a lot of work on this since we initially set it up and had it going with all the covers on it and everything. Now it's all doing what it should be doing. So thank you, Golden Jaguar, and I thank everybody for being here, and everybody helped out, and we together with all of our heads together we figured out the issues. So we did it good. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll catch you guys. It's Wednesday. We'll be streaming on Sunday. And who knows, there may be another impromptu one in between. So until then, stay happy, guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much again. I appreciate it. And then Golden Jaguar will catch you on your stream tomorrow for a little bit before I leave work. So we'll see you then. Bye for now.